BK all day.
I need
represent,
that.
Represent.
Brownsville never run, never will.
I forgot about that. Bed-Stuy, do or die.
You've been a filmmaker for a number of years, made some great films. As a filmmaker, when you go into a project to do a documentary or to do a feature, is there a different level of satisfaction you get out of either way?
This is satisfying, and for me, I don't really make any strict delineations as far as narrative films, documentaries, short films, music videos, commercials. For me, it's all filmmaking, and all that filmmaking is just about storytelling.
Right.
We're just telling stories.
When it exploded, it looked like someone took a sheet about 300 feet above the water and just wrapped it all the way around the rig. Just one big cloud of fire.
When it all happened initially, we thought everybody was dead on that rig. There was no way anybody could have survived it, because when the thing exploded, the whole thing lit up.
All indications are that the explosions on the drill floor incinerated those people immediately.
Nobody had any plans for what happens if the technology didn't work. They didn't have any plans at all. Their fallback position was to go grab a bucket and a mop, and that's what we're seeing people scrambling around doing now. That's just unconscionable.
All my life I grew up in this country thinking that if we were going to get killed by anybody, it was going to be the Chinese or the Russians. I never thought the British would kill us, you know. I'm getting ready to make T-shirts here, the British are coming back.
When is America going to fight for America's wetlands instead of just saying, oh, those people in Louisiana down there, they don't know what they're doing?
Okay, I want to speak a little bit on the Gulf oil disaster again. A lot of the criticism fell upon the administration, saying that again, New Orleans is feeling like they haven't been tended to quickly enough, I guess. You know, do you think that the administration deserves some criticism for the way they handled the oil spill?
I think so. And I say that because there were too many instances where they were allowing BP to run things. There's no way in the world BP should have been allowed to tell the FAA who could fly over where, or let the Coast Guard say who come where, or for BP to dictate to EPA. The Environmental Protection Agency, they sent, it's in the film, they sent them a letter saying we have problems with your dispersion, corrects it. And they write back, you know what, we're still gonna use it. Nah, it shouldn't be like that.
Right, right. Gangster.
And it's gangster. And that's what my man said,
Yeah.
Kalamaki. He said, they're straight up gangsters. No oil, no grease, just gonna give it to you raw. And you gotta take it. And here's the key thing. Now, I thought it was very important to put this in. I don't know if people are gonna peek this. But there's several people in the film that say that General Honore should have been the one running this thing. Yeah. Who was one of the heroes of Katrina. And people say, oh, well, he was retired. Well, Thad Allen was in retirement too when it gave him this thing. I think that BP chose Thad Allen because they know that they could tell him what to do, and they could not have done that with Honore. Honore says in the thing, he says, let's not get it twisted. Just because you're paying for stuff don't mean you're running stuff. You know, Honore says, we running this.
I love that line in the film.
Honore would have had this thing straight. And if I would have been allowed to give an opportunity to interview Obama, that would have been my question. Why was General Honore not brought in on this? And I'm not saying you could have gotten rid of Thad Allen, but Honore could have been used in some capacity.
Right, right.
In this thing. And it's not too late either, because this thing is not going away overnight. And I want to say this to the people that are watching this show. Do not believe that 75% of this oil has disappeared and evaporated. That's a lie. a straight out bold-faced lie. This is 15, 20 times the Exxon Valdez, which happened in Alaska over 20 years ago. And they're still cleaning that up. And this is 20 times that, and they're still cleaning this up 20 years later. And you're saying now that 75% of the oil, the biggest oil disaster in the world, has evaporated and dissipated already? Get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language. That's BS.
Yeah.
We can't, as Americans, I mean, I know we can be gullible, but we can't go for that one. We cannot go for that. I don't care what scientists they pull out of hats. I don't care what scientists they're paid to be their spokespeople. There's no way in hell 75% of that oil is gone.
75% of it has been dispersed, maybe evaporated, gone into thin air. All right, so
That's some BS, man.
well, you know, when I caught up with you last time, we was in Toronto before your film America at St. Anna, and at the time President Obama was right on the eve of the election, and we was, you know, everybody, well, a lot of people were supporting him then and continue to support him. Do you feel now, 2 years later, that he's lived up to that the administration has lived up to the hope that you set out thinking that would happen?
I still support the president, but you know, there were some things that bothered me. The whole thing with Skip Gates, and to trivialize it by having Gates and that cop have a beer on the lawn. I mean, I don't understand. I still don't understand that. The firing of Miss Sherrod, I don't know how that was allowed. This whole BP thing, I understand how BP has got, I know they're powerful, but still, they should not be able to dictate the United States government how things can go down. And while we were there, there was, you know, we went down to New Orleans many times, and one time we were there, I was able to interview Anderson Cooper, and so he said, why don't you come on the show tonight, because he was down there taping too. And when I came on that show 360 that night, I said, you know, I love the president, I support him, but he's got to go off one time, man. And that's what I don't think he understood. The people in New Orleans, the people in Louisiana, the people in the Gulf region are very passionate. And their life was being destroyed with this oil spill. And I know the president cares about them, he cares about Americans, but his so calm, cool, collected persona was giving off the air like he didn't really care, and the people weren't feeling that. And that's why I said, you know, you gotta get mad. You know, go off once.
Right.
You know, just even let people know.
Speakers. One thing I wanted to touch on before we wrapped up is media. You spoke about Anderson Cooper and the Shirley Sherrod situation in particular. What is your feelings about the media today with the Glenn Becks and the O'Reillys and this Tea Party movement? And it seems like everything's been racially polarized today. Are we moving backwards in race relations? And what does the media have to do with it?
I don't think we're moving backwards. I just think that we've been stagnant for many years, and race is something that's bubbling on the surface, and it pops up every now and then. It goes back under. OJ, that blew up. Rodney King went back under. And then you had the Gates being arrested, and I went down. Then Sherrod, and then Jeremiah Wright, and then it comes back now. So, but it's still, we still not really had that honest. I think it's hard for Americans, black and white, to sit down and have honest discussions about race. But you had these flare-ups. That's the good way. You have these flare-ups where they flare up, and it's a hot item, and people talking about it. Then it's done with till the next one happens.
I appreciate the time, and we'll check out the movie, keep on following, and hopefully things will turn around for New Orleans sooner than later.
All right.
All right, thank you.
About his shirt.
Oh yeah. I know that you're also a big Michael Jackson fan. You even did some of his videos.
Right.
And
well, this August 29th, we're having our second annual Michael Jackson birthday celebration in Prospect Park, Brooklyn, New York. Last year we had 25,000 people. We're expecting another big crowd. It's gonna be bigger, bolder. So we just come out, celebrate, dance, sing, shout, scream to the music of Michael. DJ Spinner's gonna be on the Wheels of Steel on the 1 and 2. And it's just a great, great, great day. And people are gonna fly from all over the world for this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So everybody come out, help celebrate Michael's 52nd birthday. August 29th, that's a Sunday. It's in Prospect Park, this huge park that's in the middle of Brooklyn, New York, and shine on.
I can bring my Thriller jacket and my glitter gloves.
Oh, bring it all. Shine on.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, man. Thank you.
Is the shirt for sale? Yeah, that's such a great shirt.
Nah, this is just the crew shirt. But what it is that got Michael's image and some of the lyrics of his songs. Got the 40 Acres patch.
I definitely need one of those.
Got the Defend Brooklyn patch.
Follow us.